Hello and welcome to Mouse in the Mitten Trivia Pod, a podcast where you can test your Disney trivia knowledge over a variety of topics. My name's Court and I will be your host. Our game will consist of 5 rounds of 6 questions, covering everything from your basic Disney knowledge to some unknown facts. Each question is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted. Make sure you follow us on social media at Mouse in the Mitten on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok. And also make sure that you are subscribed and following on YouTube. Also, in the comments, let us know what your score is over on YouTube. And hey, if you are planning a Disney vacation, they just opened up all the dates for 2025. So if you're even looking into next year, I would love to help you plan that Disney vacation. You can email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. Would love to get you all set and get you all taken care of. Well, as you know, this week Sunday is St. Patrick's Day. So we're going to honor St. Patrick's Day with round 1. And round 1 is simply titled All Things Green. All these questions have to do with Disney in some way, shape, or form, and the color green or Irish or St. Patrick's Day, something along those lines. So let's have fun with question number 1. Who sings a song about how it's not easy to be green, as well as Rainbow Connection? Question number 2. What princess is known for wearing a green dress? Question number 3. What hockey movie has the players wearing green uniforms in the first movie of the trilogy? Question number 4. What 1995 movie is about a town in Texas that starts a soccer team? Question number 5. What 2012 Jennifer Garner movie is about a couple who buries a box in their backyard with the wishes of an infant, and soon an infant is grown in the garden? And question number 6. What Disney Channel original movie is about a kid who finds out about his Irish past and faces a leprechaun in a basketball game? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music. Try not to get pinched while I'm away, and then we will go from there. All right, let's get you some answers here on all things green. So question number 1. Who sings a song about how it's not easy to be green, as well as Rainbow Connection? Well, that is Kermit the Frog. Again, legendary actor in multiple Muppet roles, and of course, a fantastic singer as well. Question number 2. What princess is known for wearing a green dress? Well, that is Tiana from Princess and the Frog. Love the dress. It's really cool. I'm going to be interested to see if it makes an appearance when they reopen Splash Mountain as Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Question number 3. What hockey movie has the players wearing green uniforms in the first movie of the trilogy? Well, that is The Mighty Ducks. In the second one, they wear different colored uniforms than the green ones, and then the third one they wear kind of the white, just a couple of shots with the purple, that sort of stuff. But primarily in that first one, when they change their name to the Ducks, it is a green uniform. Question number 4. What 1995 movie is about a town in Texas that starts a soccer team? Well, that is The Big Green. It's an interesting movie. It's one of those, along with the next one of those like, wait, that's a Disney movie? Yep, it's a Disney movie. It's decent. I mean, it's good for a good couple of laughs. It doesn't really hold up all that well, but if you're a fan of soccer, you might enjoy it a little bit. But it's definitely a 90s movie for sure. Question number 5. What 2012 Jennifer Garner movie is about a couple who buries a box in their backyard with the wishes for an infant, and soon an infant is grown in the garden? That is The Odd Life of Timothy Green. I have not seen this movie. This is, again, with The Big Green, one of those movies where you're like, That's a Disney movie? Yeah, it was. It looks interesting. I'll just say that. It looks very interesting. Has Jennifer Garner in it. She's a good actress. So that might be worth watching her performance, but I don't know. This one, it's an interesting concept. I definitely am not 100% sure if I'm going to ever see this one ever again or not. And then question number 6. What Disney Channel original movie is about a kid who finds out about his Irish past and faces a leprechaun in a basketball game? That is The Luck of the Irish. Now, of course, the main character's grandpa is also in a very well-known movie known as The Wedding Crashers, so that was more of the shocker than anything else to me. But still, it was a classic Disney Channel original movie. I mean, we're talking about a kid who plays basketball against leprechauns. How much leprechauns usually really small, but they all of a sudden become big and really talented at basketball. It's definitely interesting. It's a Disney Channel original movie. We will leave it at that. But hey, enjoy St. Patrick's Day this weekend and try to wear your green on Sunday. Continuing on now into round number 2. Round number 2 is our fast facts round. This round is filled with simple questions that have simple answers. Today's category is how to get to Disney. For this round, I'm going to give you an airport code. You just have to tell me which Disney park is closest. Now, what I've done is I did pick the airport that is in the town or in the city that a park resides in. I didn't give you the code for like Dallas, Fort Worth and say which one's closer to that one. No, I picked the cities that they're in. You just have to know which airport code is with that Disney park. So let's get started with question number 1. LAX. Question number 2. MCO. Question number 3. CDG. Question number 4. HKG. Question number 5. HND. And question number 6. PVG. Hopefully you had some fun with that one. Maybe it refreshed you of your airport codes. If you're like me and you haven't really traveled a ton outside the United States, I can see why this one could be a little bit more difficult, but it's still always fun to kind of have these tucked away. You never know when you're going to need these at like another trivia event. So let's get started with question number 1. LAX. That is, of course, Disneyland. LAX is Los Angeles International. That is one of the busiest airports in not just the US, but the world. That one is closer to the OG park, Disneyland. Question number 2. MCO. Anyone who's been to Orlando knows that that is Disney World. That is the closer airport. That's the one that if you used to do Magical Express, that's where it's out of, is MCO. Now Mears has the transportation, all that sort of stuff, but still it's got its flaws. But you know, when you have a statue in MCO that looks just like my dad, you always have a special place in my heart. Question number 3. CDG. Well, that is Disneyland Paris, for the airport of Charles de Gaulle Airport. I'm not great at French, but that is the airport that is in Paris. That is the main Paris airport. So Disneyland Paris is the answer there. Question number 4. HKG. Well, that is, of course, Hong Kong Disneyland. That is Hong Kong International Airport. HKG, obviously Hong Kong. That one, hopefully, maybe you're able to kind of piece that one together there. Question number 5. HND. Well, that is Tokyo Disneyland, or Tokyo Disney Sea, whichever you prefer. That is Harina. I'm not very good at Japanese either. I'm sorry. International Airport. It's the airport that's in Tokyo. Again, one of the busiest in the world, because we're talking about Tokyo and a very busy hub right there as well. Last but not least, question number 6. PVG. That is, of course, Hong Kong Disneyland. That is the Shanghai Pudong International Airport. I probably messed up that name as well. Bear with me. Again, Chinese is not one of my languages. My wife knows Chinese. I do not. But That is the airport that is closer to Hong Kong Disneyland. So again, think about traveling to one of the parks around the world. These are the airports that primarily you're going to be flying into. So just something, if you need a little help, let me know. Continuing on now to round number 3. Round number 3 is our connecting the circles. So this round will have 5 questions that may or may not be Disney related, but the answers do relate some way through Disney. And that's going to be question number 6, is what is the Disney connection? So let's get started with question number 1. What 2018 movie stars Emily Blunt and brings back a classic Disney family? Question number 2. What 1989 movie stars Jodie Benson as the voice of an underwater creature that just wants to be human? Question number 3. What is the Spanish word for charm? Question number 4. What is the last name of the first U.S. Secretary of the Treasury? Question number 5. What was the movie that was most streamed in 2023? And question number 6 is what is the connection? I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music. Try to come up with that connection, and then I will return. All right, let us continue now and see if we can connect those circles. So question number 1. What 2018 movie stars Emily Blunt and brings back a classic Disney family? We are, of course, talking about the Banks family. That is Mary Poppins Returns. I did have a question at my local trivia show the other night about Mary Poppins, and the way they spun it, we thought we were gonna have to answer makes the medicine go down, but then they were just looking for the name of the family, so it's the Banks family. We get that one, don't worry. Question number 2. What 1989 movie stars Jodie Benson as the voice of the underwater creature that wants to be human? That is The Little Mermaid. Again, classic, start of the Disney Renaissance era right there. Question number 3. What is the Spanish word for charm? That is Encanto. So if you want to say charm in Spanish, that is Encanto. While I believe that, some people might think that Encanto means like the house or something like that, and that makes sense, it actually means charm in Spanish. Question number 4. What is the last name of the first U.S. Secretary of the Treasury? Well, that would be Hamilton. That is Alexander Hamilton. That was the first Secretary of the Treasury. Question number 5. What movie was the most streamed in 2023? Well, that would be Moana. Now, I saw a TikTok, and this guy, he always does movie reviews and that sort of stuff, and he's really talented. And he went over the top 10 most streamed movies in 2023, and he's like, why is Moana number 1? He's like, it feels like this movie's been out for a few years. Why is this number 1? Clearly, he doesn't have kids. My daughter has watched Moana, I'm keeping track of it, 6 times in the last month. And I know there are people that literally have it on repeat. So definitely I can see how that's the number 1 most streamed. By the way, number 3 was Frozen, number 2, Super Mario Bros. That makes sense for sure as well. So we had answers such as Mary Poppins Returns, The Little Mermaid, Encanto, Hamilton, and Moana. The connection there, all of those, the music was written and produced by Lin-Manuel Miranda. So obviously he did the music for Mary Poppins Returns. That's why he was in it. He also did the music for the re-release for the live action version of The Little Mermaid. He obviously did the music for Hamilton. That's I kind of knew about him, but that's definitely what put him on the map. And then he did Moana. He also did Encanto as well. So definitely writing a lot of classics and a lot of really good songs. Plus, I mean, he has a distinct characteristic of his music that is awesome, and it just always keeps you wanting to listen to more. Continuing on now into round number 4. Round number 4 is usually reserved for our movie anniversaries, and today that is no different. We're going to talk about one of my OG original favorite Disney movies, and that is, of course, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I've always been a Winnie the Pooh fan. I've worn Winnie the Pooh shirts on here before. It seems like every time we go to Disney lately, we have to do Crystal Palace for two reasons. One, I love Winnie the Pooh. Two, Georgia, my daughter, loves Piglet. So that is another reason why, but it's one of my favorite movies, and I have a lot of memories with Winnie the Pooh. I remember getting my tonsils taken out, and I had a stuffed animal Winnie the Pooh, and they put the heart monitors on me, and they put them on Pooh just to help me feel calm. So a lot of core memories when it comes to Winnie the Pooh, and it all stems from this movie. So let's get started with question number 1. Within 2, what year did The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh come out? Question number 2. Who wrote the book Winnie the Pooh that the movie was based on? Question number 3. What well-known songwriting duo wrote the songs for The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh? Question number 4. What city is Winnie the Pooh named after? Question number 5. While Pooh was stuck, what animal did Rabbit try to turn Pooh's backside into? And question number 6. When Winnie the Pooh came out, it was a double bill. What was the name of the other movie that was also shown? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. All right, let's get you some answers here on The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. So question number 1. Within 2, what year did The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh come out? Well, it came out on March 11th, 1977. So in order to get the point there, you would have had to say between 1975 and 1979. And I will say this. I know this was the last movie that Walt actually had a hand in. He actually was part of the making of it because they started making this in the late 60s. I understand that. The Heffalumps and Woozle scene is proof that this movie was definitely made in the 70s. I'm just going to leave it at that. Question number 2. Who wrote the book Winnie the Pooh that the movie was based on? Well, that is A.A. Milne. Or Milne. There's a lot of different ways in which you can say that. Either way, it's a great book, great series, and definitely one of the reasons why they set up the movie the way they did, with it being in a storybook, because these books are so iconic. Question number 3. What well-known songwriting duo wrote the songs for The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh? This is a Disney movie that came out in the 70s. That's got to be the Sherman Brothers. They wrote a lot of the music for the 60s, the 70s, a little bit into the 80s. And they've also done a lot of music that we are all very familiar with, including it. There's a great... It's a small world after all. You're welcome. Now it's stuck in your head. Question number 4. What city is Winnie the Pooh named after? Well, he is named after Winnipeg, Canada. So the story goes that A.A. brought his son to Canada. They went to Winnipeg. They saw a bear there. And he, at the time, A.A.'s son had a stuffed bear, had a teddy bear, and he named him Winnie the Pooh after Winnipeg, Canada, where they saw the bear. So it all makes sense. It's just cool that there's that connection there as well. Question number 5. While Pooh is stuck, what animal did Rabbit try to turn Pooh's backside into? She tried to turn it into a moose. So had some antlers, kind of drew the nose, the eyes, tried to make a smile while the smile was being drawn. Pooh laughed, so it got a little squiggly as well. So the correct answer that we are looking for is a moose. Question number 6. When Winnie the Pooh came out, it was a double bill. What was the name of the other movie that was also shown? The other movie was The Littlest Horse Thieves. Give yourself a bonus point if you've ever seen that movie, because I got to be honest, up until I was doing research for these questions, I hadn't even heard of it. So bonus points to you if you have ever seen The Littlest Horse Thieves. I have not heard of it. So bonus points to you. Tuck this one deep in your memory, so that way when you really want to impress someone or there's like a trivia championship of some sort on the line, pull this one out. You guarantee you'll probably win. But again, classic movie, one of my all-time favorites, and definitely one when I'm starting to feel a little blue. Just having Pooh sing, "I'm just a little black rain cloud," definitely brightens my day. Continuing on now and wrapping up today's game, we're going to move into round number 5. Now, there wasn't a show last week. My voice is still getting back into shape, so wasn't able to record it in time. So we're going to actually do a movie anniversary from last week. So this round is all about Zootopia. Obviously, a lot of hype about Zootopia 2. Are they going to add a Zootopia area to Animal Kingdom? Are they not? All that sort of stuff. So we're going to talk about Zootopia. So all these questions have to do with the movie, and let's have a little bit of fun here as well. So question number 1. Within 2, what year did Zootopia come out? Question number 2. What actor voices Fox Nick Wilde? Question number 3. Name the international singer who lends not just her singing voice, but her talking voice to Zootopia. Question number 4. Name 2 of the movies that Duke Weaselton was selling in Zootopia. Question number 5. What 10-letter word refers to the lead sheep in a herd and is the name of the assistant mayor? And question number 6. What yellow M&M character voice actor is also the voice of Mayor Lionheart? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will be back to wrap up today's game. All right, let's wrap up today's game and talk a little bit about Zootopia. So question number 1. Within 2, what year did Zootopia come out? Well, it came out March 4th of 2016. So in order to get the point there, you would have had to say between 2014 and 2018. So yeah, hard to believe, but that movie is officially 8 years old. So yeah, it's I feel like it's older than that, but still, I feel like it holds up. There are some parts that maybe don't hold up as well, but I feel like it does hold up pretty well. Question number 2. What actor voices Fox Nick Wilde? Well, that would be Jason Bateman. I feel like they knocked it out of the park with him. I feel like he is the perfect voice for Nick Wilde. I thought that he does a great job, and then also his Once Upon a Studio performance was great as well. Question number 3. Name the international singer who lends not just her singing voice, but her talking voice to Zootopia. That is Shakira. Obviously, her voice, her song is the one that we hear throughout the movie, but she also lends her voice for, the website that you can put your face on and dance with her. She lends her voice when there's all the division trying to bring people together, all that sort of stuff. So she does have a few lines talking as well. Question number 4. Name 2 of the movies that Duke Weaselton was selling in Zootopia. Well, to be able to get the point there, you had to just name 2 of these. Wrangled, Wreck-It Rhino, Pig Hero 6, Moana, Flatozen 2, and the Giraffic. So again, just 2 out of those 6, any one of those 2 would have gotten you points. If you had gone with Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, Big Hero 6, Moana, Frozen 2, or Gigantic, you give yourself the point there as well. It was very quick. It's kind of one of those ploys where it's like, yeah, it's the same, but it's actually really not. And at this time, a couple of those had not come out. Obviously, we're talking about 2016. Frozen 2 had not come out yet. Wreck-It Ralph, I believe, was out. Gigantic was in the blue sky phase, so it was rumored to be coming out at some point. Obviously, it's been 8 years, still no word on that movie, so it's still kind of a funny take. Also, bonus points, Duke Weaselton, yes, Alan Tudyk also voiced Duke Weselton in Frozen, hence that connection, hence why they named him Duke Weaselton as that connection there as well. Question number 5. What 10-letter word refers to the lead sheep in a herd and is the name of the assistant mayor? That is Bellwether. Now, did I know that before hearing that at a trivia contest a couple of weeks ago? No. Did all of a sudden they say the answer of Bellwether? And by the way, the last part about like is also the name of the assistant mayor. I didn't know it was Bellwether. Otherwise, I probably would have, given a answer. But as soon as they said it's Bellwether, I went, oh, that explains her name. So now it makes a little more sense to you as well. Question number 6. What yellow M&M voice actor is also the voice for Mayor Lionheart? Well, that is, of course, J.K. Simmons. It's a movie with J.K. Simmons. I have to include him as one of the answers as well. He's just like me. He's a guy from Michigan who also is an Ohio State fan. So I got to include him. He's an Academy Award winner, a brilliant actor, and of course, he's the voice of the yellow M&M as well. He's a brilliant actor. See him, everything he does, he just does really well. But again, Zootopia, good movie. Interested to see what the future of Zootopia holds with the second movie, with added land, all that sort of stuff. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for this franchise. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in this week. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm sorry I was off last week, but again, this cough is still lingering. I will return next Thursday with more questions and more fun. Make sure you are following us on Apple Podcasts. Make sure if you are watching us on YouTube that you're subscribed over there. Turn on that bell for notifications. Give us a thumbs up. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you can to be able to help boost this podcast as well. Make sure you follow us on social media at Mouse in the Mitten on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok. And hey, again, if you are planning a Disney vacation and you would love some help to help it go from good to great, I would love to be able to help you out. You can email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. Would love to get you all set up and all squared away. Well, hey, my name's Court. The dog's name is Milo. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next time.